A smug smile on the face of Danielson. Both these men live, breathe pro wrestling.
Ospreay needs to get his emotions under control here. We're just starting, and I think this is going to be a long night.
We heard last night on Collision, Bryan Danielson said that when he dies, his heaven will be bleeding in a ring in front of an arena full of fans.
That's lovely.
Kind of ironic, because my version of heaven would be him dying from bleeding in an arena full of fans.
I'm with you there, and I hope we maybe see it tonight.
Now Danielson controlled the back of Ospreay. Nice transition by Ospreay, and he's maintaining control of the head of Danielson. Ospreay back to the ropes. Referee Bryce Remsburg drawing the assignment for tonight, calling for the clean break.
Clean break from the Dragon.
Well, I'm glad to see both combatants not letting the excitement of the moment carry them away. Just stay with their game plan.
We talked earlier tonight, Will and I did. Don't let Danielson dictate the strategy. Don't let him dictate pace. Wrestle your match, not his. Daniel's the best in the business at getting you to wrestle his match.
Well, remember, both of these men, Tony, to your point, have wrestled on some of the biggest stages in all of professional wrestling. And they've succeeded. They've won championships on those stages. They know how to maintain their composure.
Will Ospreay and actually both men have traveled around the world. There is no question. It's amazing that they haven't met in a singles match. And it's just, and you know what? Right now, Ospreay is such a complete wrestler.
Ospreay transitions with lateral press.
But still, at his youth, and he's very young, he can still learn a lot from what happens in this match, win or lose.
The one thing that concerns me in this match with Ospreay is he's a very emotional, very young guy. He needs to have his head screwed on straight, or Danielson will get right inside it.
We talk about the similarities between these two competitors. Let's talk about the differences. In some ways, Dragon has talked about this being his odyssey, his last year in the industry.
Was last year as a full-time professional wrestler. Danielson, he said, would never leave this sport that he loves so much behind.
But I think for Will Ospreay, I think the allegory might be better. St. George and the Dragon. Can he slay Bryan Danielson tonight?
As Ospreay drops to his back, now in control of the wrists of Danielson, but Danielson maintaining control, breaks the grip, goes underneath, and
nicely done there by Danielson.
Top wrist lock takedown.
Nigel, one of the challenges with a match like this is Ospreay has so much reverence and respect for Danielson, you can't let that get in the way of winning the match. Would you agree?
Absolutely agree. Oftentimes, it's not so much the wrestling, it's the self-confidence and it's the belief. Do you believe you're the better wrestler? Look in their eyes. Who believes they're the better wrestler today?
Well, Don, Nigel, to that point, Bryan Danielson just a couple weeks ago traveled to Arena, Mexico City, where he faced Blue Panther. Danielson, he has not been shy about what a fan of Blue Panther is, how much he reveres Blue Panther. And he was, oh, look at, little shot there by Danielson, but Danielson was able to put that reverence aside and submit Blue Panther in the main event in the Arena, Mexico.
Contrary to that, guys, I think Will is showing too much respect to Danielson at this point.
One thing I've noticed is that Danielson had that smile on his face and that, you want to call it smug look, Nigel, on his face. That's quickly been wiped away. He knows how serious this is and what has happened so far in the ring.
Nice leapfrog there by Ospreay. Great anticipation there by Danielson. Oh, even better anticipation by Ospreay. Sweep of the leg. Lateral press, barely a one count. Blocks the kicks. Both men now back elbow.
Oh, that stunned him. That stunned Ospreay.
And Ospreay comes in. Danielson shrugs him off. Look at the bell lock. No, Ospreay. Ooh, Ospreay.
Man, Danielson has stunned this well, I gotta say.
Nigel, those last two attempted kicks by Ospreay, high velocity shots that Danielson was able to avoid.
Yeah, able to avoid right now, but as this match continues, and Bryan starts to get a little more tired, it's going to be not quite so easy.
I think
Talk about the differences between these two early on. Let's compare their matches with Katsuyori Shibata. Don.
Well, you know what? I mean, I was just going to say, I think Will has been going for these high knockout kicks. I think he needs to start breaking them down and then go high.
Well, it's almost like he was listening to you because he just chopped out the leg of Danielson and now in control of the ankle. But Danielson, so deft at submission wrestling and counter wrestling.
I don't think that Will Ospreay should try to compete in technical wrestling with Bryan Danielson. There's a reason why he is one best technical wrestler in the world for so long, because he paid for it.
He's battle-tested, Nigel.
Oh, nice ankle pick there by Danielson. Tony Schiavone contesting the fact that Bryan Danielson paid for those victories, for those nominations.
Excalibur, I've known this for months now, of the hatred that Nigel has for Bryan Danielson.
Talking about.
Yes.
He's allowed to have an opinion, Schiavone. You certainly voice yours about me all the time.
And the sold-out crowd in St. Louis is voicing their opinion as well, Don.
Love Don Callis, I think they're saying. I love Don Callis. You had a fan club here, Don.
Ospreay, as the elbow strike, Danielson the chop back into the cravat.
There's the question, though. We saw, I believe it was on Dynamite this past week, after the BCC were attacked by the Don Callis family. Will Ospreay seemed a little bit upset. He told Bryan Danielson he had no knowledge of that. Don, from the horse's mouth.
Well, listen, I wouldn't call Will Ospreay a liar. He's a nice young man, but that goes to my earlier point. He's got too much respect. He idolized this guy, great, but now it's time to beat him. It's not time to get an autograph.
So you're calling Will Ospreay a liar? Is that what you were saying?
I never said that.
Oh, Ospreay to his feet. Oh, wow. Drop kick takes Danielson down. Now the hammer throw into the ropes, reversed by Bryan Danielson. Ospreay.
This is what the Willie Goat needs to do.
Well, he needs to follow up right now. Don't let Danielson recover. That's dangerous.
Now, I think Ospreay presents perhaps everything that Danielson feels is slipping away from him. Speed, athleticism. You've got to be honest, Bryan never was a natural athlete. Take a look at his feet. It's almost as though someone started to build some feet out of clay and then forgot to finish them.
That's a great point.
Feet like an ape, and a body like an ape as well, let's be perfectly honest.
But I'll say this, he outworked everybody, and he's got to be pound for pound maybe the toughest guy that's ever been in the business.
Well, you know, to that point, Bryan Danielson, he said in his final full-time year as a professional wrestler, he wants to go out on his terms, having the matches that he wants to have. He faced Zack Sabre Jr. in the Tokyo Dome. Or excuse me, he's faced Kazuchika Okada, he faced Zack Sabre Jr. As now Ospreay dropped it down. But also, Danielson, he's beaten Yuji Nagata, Hechicero, Jun Akiyama, Katsuyori Shibata.
Wow, what a murderer's row that is.
He has the matches that he wants, not the matches he doesn't.
But I mean, he's facing world-class talent in those matches. And the legends of Lucha Libre of their respective regions as Ospreay. Now charges in, high boot, catches Danielson's side of the jaw.
Danielson first, his jaw hit the top rope first, and then he got kicked in the jaw.
Stop worrying about these Visigoth fans. Oh, God.
Ospreay elevates over the top. Follow up.
Got to keep the pace up, certainly. You see Bryan there, prone on the floor in the fetal position.
So far, Nigel, this looks to me like Danielson, for 80% of this, has dictated the style of match they're wrestling.
80%, but we're looking now at the 20% remaining, perhaps.
Yeah, as the pace heightens, it seems to favor Ospreay, but Danielson, there's that counterattack.
Suckered him in.
That's a veteran move that time. Oh boy, he got hit, what, in the side, in the spleen, maybe?
Nigel, is that the liver side or no?
It is the left-hand side, but it'll be more to the back.
He looks
Either way,
hurt.
that's certainly almost a knockout blow. Bryan looks to follow up now, and the Muay Thai knees.
Digging in with those knee strikes, backing Ospreay up. And kitchen sink.
Big mistake. Will Ospreay pointing to that side. It's like a target for a guy like Danielson.
Lateral press. And, you know, that may have just been out of instinct alone.
It's weakness. I hate to say it, but that's weakness. You cannot expose an injury. Look at what's happening now, Excalibur.
Wow, you've been calling your man weak.
I call it as it is.
Can you stop trying to stir it up, Tony?
I'm not.
He's an old school office stooge. He's been doing it for 40 years.
Ospreay now down on the mat with Bryan Danielson. In control, targeting the legs.
And Bryan, who has traveled all over the world employing an Indian deathlock right here.
And look at that, the shot to the midsection to bring Ospreay upright, the elbow to send him back down.
And Bryan Danielson just laid it in right now.
This is a display here. I've always liked Danielson.
And now Ospreay all tied up.
Will? What do you say, Will?
But one thing about Will Ospreay, he's extremely flexible. He has a range of motion much wider than many professional wrestlers in the world today.
It's almost like he's in a class of his own when it comes to that.
Certainly when it comes to a high-flying technique, almost second to none, is the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu wrote, a flame that burns twice as bright, burns half as long. You put that on your wall, Tony.
Brother.
If your wife lets you.
Well, Danielson getting the better of that chop exchange. Ospreay now backing Danielson up at Danielson.
Yeah, he just ate those chops.
Right and left to the body.
Nigel, I'm thinking this could be a rib cartilage issue right now. The way it seems even breathing is hurting Ospreay.
Well, certainly that's going to be a concern if you're a fast mover like Ospreay. You need your wind.
Oh, Ospreay. Corkscrew. That's what makes Will Ospreay so dangerous. When he inverts in the ropes like that, you could be preparing for the Os cutter. And he could be coming back with that corkscrew kick like he just did.
He has incredible body control, incredible torque, and incredible acceleration.
Here's the acceleration, man.
Look at that. Textbook. He's done it time in, time out. But as I said to my earlier point, not so easy for Bryan to avoid things later in the match.
And Danielson is famous for having a lot of hubris. He doesn't know when to stop. His ego is massive and out of control, in my view.
In my view, too, and they say pride comes before the fall.
Ospreay driving the elbow into the face of Danielson. But Bryan able to kick out.
Couldn't lean back properly, Nigel, with those ribs, I think.
Yeah, there's no question. Ospreay is hurt, but he's still moving pretty well.
And he's a little frustrated as well as he looked at Bryce Remsburg that time, thinking this was over.
You've seen, Don, in Japan, some of the absolute wars that Ospreay's been in.
And the wars in Japan, but what about the wars he's had since he's joined the AEW roster?
He's battle-tested against the best, and by that I mean the family.
Oh, my God.
Ospreay.
Oh, look, he's got him lined up. This would be a huge victory for us, Excalibur.
It would be a huge victory for Will Ospreay.
And a huge loss for trying Bryan. Never hear the end of it. Watch this.
Look at that. What an athlete.
Will Ospreay, incredible body control, taking Danielson out on the floor.
First among equals.
We got to see that again. Look at this body control we talked about.
A thing of beauty. And the thing about Ospreay, if he misses this, his feet land so he protects himself.
Yeah, you saw how his momentum carried him through. He just rolled back up to his feet. He could have been ready for a counterattack by Danielson.
He's behind you.
Oh, man.
Diving head strike to the back of the neck.
Momentum has definitely shifted in this match.
Could be time for the hidden blade. Oh no, Ospreay elects not to strip off the elbow pad. Danielson.
Again, a kick to the midsection.
I think
Nothing called for the elbow.
Yeah, he did catch the elbow. Good call.
Danielson looking to neutralize that hidden blade. That's what makes Bryan so dangerous. Now he's got Ospreay, both arms tied. Tiger suplex, 1, 2, and no.
We still got him, man.
Yeah, we're right back to Bryan Danielson's backyard here.
Danielson, the hammer and anvil elbows.
And rising up with that hammer is a little bit higher, Excalibur, than normal.
And Danielson transitions. Could be thinking cattle mutilation. He is. Ospreay flat on his stomach.
Drive forward, Will. Drive forward. Get those hips up. Hips up.
Yeah, that's Ospreay's advantage in this situation. He's got very powerful legs. If he could get his feet underneath him.
The fingertips of Bryan Danielson. Barely, yeah, he broke the hold. Now, Will Ospreay should be able to make that bottom up. Yep, there you go. Break that hold.
Danielson unable to fully interlock those fingers, Nigel.
Perhaps you're talking about the flexibility of Ospreay. Perhaps it was the strength in the shoulders of Ospreay that prevented Bryan from doing so.
Ospreay undefeated since joining the AEW roster. Consecutive victories over Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Katsuyori Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and as of this past Wednesday, Claudio Castagnoli of the Blackpool Combat Club.
What a matchup this already setting up to be.
Ospreay needs to get out of that corner.
Danielson closes distance and strikes with a kick.
Wow.
Could not, man.
Ospreay elevated into the ropes. Danielson, I'm thinking Hurricane Rana here. He is when Ospreay lands on his feet.
That's a tactical mistake by Danielson. Needs to keep this on the mat.
Yeah, there are few professional wrestlers as sure-footed in the ropes as Will Ospreay. A hook kick caught him, and that Tiger Driver, 1, 2, no!
There's nothing over the shoulders of Bryan Danielson. You're going to need a knockout to beat someone unless you've got body-to-body across the shoulder. Ospreay's not worried about that now. He's looking to follow up.
Well, could he think of that Sky Twister press? Off the top. No, Danielson to his feet. And a rough landing for Will Ospreay.
Danielson is so smart. His timing is so great. I don't think there's anything he can't do.
No, and you can't give him an inch because he will take full advantage. You've almost got to wrestle a perfect match, Excalibur.
You will certainly do, and Bryan Danielson, thus far, has been giving Will Ospreay all that Ospreay wanted and perhaps even more, as now
Ospreay can try to tuck his feet underneath the turnbuckle to prevent. Oh no!
Oh, if he hits this,
no!
He can't hit this.
Flip!
Tiger suplex, Ospreay clutching the back of his neck.
Now the referee's got to check to see if he's okay, because he may not be.
Yeah, Bryce Remsburg, the referee, right there, eye to eye with Will Ospreay, who was clutching his neck very tightly.
Bryan's hurt as well, though.
He is.
That's a long fall. Whether you give or take that move.
And now Danielson to cover. Wow. Ospreay forced to use a rope break. Very unlike him.
That hesitation by Danielson probably cost him potentially a pinfall.
Oh, that was...
Watch how both men fall. Look at the neck and the back of the head of Will Ospreay. Good Lord.
Danielson actually fell on his right shoulder that time.
And Danielson continuing to punish that right elbow of Will Ospreay. A bevy of options for Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson's neck and head not 100% either. He had surgery 10 years ago. We must not forget the brain buster on the rampway from Takeshita. Gonna still be feeling that.
Oh, the PK on target. Ospreay waving it off. Maybe mixing up my sports, but a little Mutombo there from Will Ospreay after the PK.
Here we go.
Boy, that's determination and heart. It's what that is.
It's fighting spirit, and it's a belief. I am better than you. Give me everything you can.
He's giving him an open turn. Oh, whoa.
Block off.
Danielson's in trouble, guys.
May have knocked him out.
Wow, the clams might be cooling right now.
But you see Ospreay, he's clutching that elbow. That's his right hand, his dominant hand. Ospreay, an orthodox striker. So instinctively, going that right hand, and now palm strikes in the ropes.
Well, you knew this would happen sooner or later, and more than likely later that it would kind of break down and would end up on the outside.
Double underhook. Ospreay, maybe thinking Tiger Driver of the garden variety, or another, but Danielson escapes.
Oh, caught him.
Oh!
That's almost right in the throat.
Ospreay catches.
Right in the ear.
Here it comes.
Cutter from the...
Cutter on the apron!
He called for it.
Massive trouble for Danielson. Will needs to get him back in the ring.
I'm not sure who got the worst of that if we're going to take another look at it. Both Ospreay and Danielson landing hard on the apron. Just watch here. Look at the left shoulder of Ospreay and the head. Boom of Danielson. Danielson did his best to block it. Enough momentum to take down the Dragon.
But remember, with that history of neck problems, as Ospreay,
Bryan, no idea.
as referee Bryce Rensburg was attending to Bryan Danielson, Ospreay chose that time to strike.
That has got to be it.
Like a lion in the weeds, man.
Get him in the ring now. And this is over. Prove who is the best wrestler in the world.
Danielson's dead weight.
And, you know, a testament to the body control of Will Ospreay. Watch how he hits this, and he's able to avoid striking Bryce Rensburg. That would have triggered a disqualification.
Well, right now they want to kick. They're looking for a count out in the ring.
Normally I would advocate to take the count out, but you got to finish this
Danielson
guy.
dropping down. Referee up to 6 now.
Oh. 7.
Well, Danielson,
He's done.
8.
back into the ring at 9, but Ospreay on the attack.
That'll do it.
Ospreay. High stack, 2. And Danielson able to kick out.
Damn it. Come on, Will. This is your opportunity to prove it.
Love how Will Ospreay knew exactly what to do, what he was going to do next. As soon as Danielson rolled in, he climbed to the top with that kick and then completed it.
Ospreay waiting for Danielson to rise. It's that kick, the back heel kick.
Another Os cutter coming. He's calling for it.
And no, Danielson.
Well, if you saw it, Tony, Bryan Danielson saw it coming too.
Danielson looking for the lapel lock, but instead, Ospreay powers him up and into that guillotine. Ospreay carrying all the weight of Bryan Danielson, but instead counters. Danielson finds his feet. Now goes the La Mystica into the lapel lock. Ospreay in the dead center of the ring, deep water.
And the hands are locked. Look at it. You can see it on the side of the face.
Look at the eyes now. Will now realizing how far he is from the bottom rope.
Was able to move that hand of Danielson's down a little bit, but Danielson right back into that jaw area.
These fans in St. Louis trying to will on Will Ospreay, no pun intended, as is Nigel McGuinness. But Danielson,
Legs, your legs are there.
and I mentioned the range of motion of Will Ospreay. Bryan Danielson is testing it right now.
Nigel, you're right. Just swing those hips over. He can be right there, seemingly.
It's not just as easy as that, Tony. He's really got to push away from the pressure. It's going to make that shoulder hurt even more, but he's got to get there. Yes. Come on, Willie.
Bryan Danielson doing even more damage to those arms, the shoulders of Will Ospreay. And you know, Don, I think both men coming into this match with both reputations preceding them. But now finding out that Bryan Danielson is tougher than perhaps than Will Ospreay anticipated, and likewise, Ospreay tougher than Danielson anticipated.
Absolutely. I mean, Bryan Danielson is wrestling the match that we see Bryan Danielson wrestle. It's technically and strategically perfect.
Here he comes.
But is it perfect?
Oh, brother, he caught him.
Intercepted that Busaiku knee, but Danielson trying to use a Hurricane Rana.
Ospreay wants his pound of flesh.
Oh! 1, 2! Whoa! So close. The referee's hand a hair's breadth away. Ospreay counters, rolls up Danielson. 1, 2, and no, Danielson. Ospreay kicks out almost into Danielson's grip. Ospreay lands on his feet.
The snap.
Unbelievable.
Ospreay overcommitted. Busaiku knee.
That's it. That's got it done. No.
Yes.
The speed at which that knee hit was amazing.
Missed from one. Bryan didn't miss that. But Ospreay would not go quietly into the night.
A deafening reaction from this sold-out crowd in St. Louis, and yet somehow this match continues.
Well, this match is what AEW is all about. Without a doubt.
Potty mouth.
Danielson maybe telegraphing it.
Yeah, Danielson's feeling it, though, now. He knows he's got him where he wants it for the moment.
Sadist.
Ospreay feeling it now.
No respect for Will Ospreay's health.
Competitor.
Now transitioning, looking for the label lock again is Danielson. Ospreay able to sense it on some level.
He's fighting. He's fighting.
He sure is, man.
He's moving away from the pressure here, or trying to.
Yeah, turning into Danielson's body, but Danielson doing a good job
There
of
you go
flattening
again.
out Ospreay. Oh, fish hooking him, trying to get...
Fight him.
Nope. Ospreay. Look at this,
Oh,
Ospreay
landed.
laying in those shots, but Danielson trying to flatten him out again.
Time and again, he's going to the Umaplata to set up the yes lock, but again, those forearms raining in.
Look at how Danielson's arms dropping after those elbow strikes.
Danielson's got to show some life, or the official could stop this.
Careful he doesn't sucker you into a triangle here.
Yeah, you are right.
There you go.
Good call.
A triangle sweeper, Danielson playing possum.
Danielson's going to have to watch his shoulders, though.
Danielson perhaps knows that better than anybody. He was shoulders around him with a short power bomb, but Danielson continues the grip locked in and now using the elbow strikes.
Danielson's like an anaconda. Once he gets a hold of you, difficult to get loose.
And in that triangle, oh, wait a second. Ospreay steps over.
What a counter!
Cover!
But fatigue setting in, Ospreay unable to capitalize on the opening.
And once again, Ospreay dumping Danielson face first. What a great counter.
Well, this match has gone beyond what I expected. I mean, really, just the human element of this.
Ospreay looking to draw on his reserves, as is Danielson.
You gotta wonder what a man can take. And why not a headbutt to...
Now the Billy Goats colliding heads.
Close fist back and forth now, late in the match.
We saw Danielson early on in the match using the heel of his hand, the palm strikes,
That right arm is still hurting Will Ospreay. Do you guys notice that?
Yeah, that's why he went to the punch.
Oh, God.
A second. And now the combination.
Get your hands up.
Ospreay maybe out on his feet.
Protect yourself.
On roller skates is Danielson. Now looking for that shoulder capture. Suplex onto the neck. Ospreay!
Yes!
That's it!
Yes!
That's it! That's it! That's it!
Here he goes again. It's kind of coming up.
Oh, psycho knee! Unbelievable!
Look at this. Bushido fighting spirit from Ospreay. Absolutely murdered Dragon.
Didn't murder him enough, though.
Lying in wait. Perfect time.
That was on the jaw.
To the jaw.
Bryce Remsburg giving the 10 count to both men. Danielson with his feet underneath him, but just barely.
No.
Danielson's giving him too much time, guys.
I agree with that. Look at the eyes of Will Ospreay.
Everything hangs in the balance.
Oh, he's going to go for broke with that banged up arm.
One moment. Yes!
Whipped him out.
Yes!
Here we go!
Yes!
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He's grabbing his neck.
Oh, no.
Ospreay's feeling it!
Bryce Remsburg's calling for the doctor.
Go, 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 go! No! Hit blade! You got hit blade!